And I'm gonna get started. Wait. There we go. Hiya! And welcome back to Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn. I swear to God, everything is going wrong right now and my computer is yelling at me. So let's just hop right in. Didn't even mute my phone, I forgot to. So yeah, today we're actually starting on Ty's route. In the 48 hours or so since we'd met, I'd found myself taking something of a liking for Ty. He was intelligent, mature, and not to mention enigmatic. I was more than a little curious to see what lay beneath his cool, professional exterior. You know, I think it'd have to be Ty. Ty, eh? Hoping to clap some tiger cheeks? Geez, I mean, sure, but I'm more interested in him as a person, you know? I'm really interested in getting to know him better. Sure. You gotta admit, though, he's one hell of a handsome dude. Real popular, too. He's like a pillar of the Woodcrest community. Yeah. Yo, is the stream, like, shitting itself right now? Like, on your end? Like, on your all's end? Because it's, like, shitting itself over here. While Lucas will always be Bay, I can't say I'd mind a closer look at the barman myself. Yeah, my computer's, like, not really happy right now. Hello. Hey, come on now, we can't both have him. You sure about that? Maybe he'd be into it, but something tells me you'd rather not share, huh? How about this, then? I promise I won't interfere, but you gotta keep me in the loop, if you know what I mean. Elaborate. Like, you fall in love? Let me know. You start dating? I want to be the first to know. See his fat cock? Tell me all about it. In fine detail. I promise nothing. Damn it. Well, this visit took an unexpected turn. But look, you seem to be feeling better. The swoon of a lost lovebird is my second favorite thing. Second favorite? To what? I instantly regretted asking, but knowing more or less exactly what the answer was going to be. Maybe I should get a move on. I think I might swing by Ty's again. You know, figure out what's what. I left Eric's house with a new sense of purpose. I suppose in a way I should have been more thankful that he pushed for an answer. While I'd met a variety of wonderful people in my short time in Woodcrest, I found myself quite enraptured by Ty's mature charms and engaged by his inherent mystique. But I was much younger. I had nothing, little money, no belongings, nothing. I lacked an experience. I didn't even have a car. Would Ty even be interested in someone like me? I suppose there was only one way to find out. I arrived at Ty's bar for the second time that day. There were few patrons within, and the counter appeared unattended. I approached and rang the reception bell, hoping to catch Ty's attention. Moments passed before the kitchen to the door swung ajar, and none other than Ty himself emerged. Noticing my presence, a look of surprise spread across his face. Aiden, what a surprise! To what do I owe the pleasure? I was hoping to have another one of those pina coladas of yours. Oh, and I'm happy to lend a hand should you need it. That is most kind of you. Alas, I cannot say I am rushed off my feet. Thursday evenings are generally quiet enough that I can easily manage alone. I see. The offer's on the table at any rate. In the meantime, how about that drink? Coming right up. Ty purposefully approached the bar and began preparing my beverage. I watched as he slipped into his groove and began humming a tune as his hands worked, his movements listing dangerously close to dance. I couldn't help but stare as my imagination ran wild. crafting hypothetical scenarios involving that handsome tiger. I was so engrossed I failed to notice he had finished. Is Autumnus... Hold on, I have to do my special kind of bullshit. I simply have to do my special kind of bullshit. Because he's literally just a more laid-back Lin Hu. That's basically all he is, just a laid-back Lin Hu. Yo, did it just, like, die for a second? Lin Hu, Lin Hu. There we go. But no, I had to, like, straight up restart my computer for a second. I straight up did have to restart my computer before, like, right before the stream because everything was lagging. You really should. I actually have a playthrough of Neko Jishi on my YouTube channel, so you can check that out if you want. Well, what? Oh, no. Nothing. Sorry, just lost in thought. I know how it is. You have had a long day after all. I must admit, I am surprised you are not at home spending time with Diego. You two are best friends, are you not? Yeah, that's not inaccurate. It's just that I like it here, you know? That's where I want to be right now. Truly? Clearly I have done well with the atmosphere in my establishment, then. For business reasons, might I inquire as to what it is that appeals to you the most? Of course, this is an easy answer, although I wasn't sure playing my cards so forthright was the right move to take. Which one? Which? I feel like this is going to go one of two ways. Oh shit, okay, let me actually move, like, shrink him a bit. There we go. Kingdom Hearts UI going on. Playing with wooden skewers while reading. They are the pride of Woodcrest, after all. I spent many years perfecting my concoctions. I'm happy to have found another fan. They're perfect, or at least what I've tried has been. You might have to introduce me to some other sometime. I do hope that your employment here does little to sour your high opinion. I do strive to be kind and fair, and I always ensure my employees are well looked after. That being said, I do hope I can count on your honesty should I ever fall short of those aspirations. Oh please, everything I've seen so far suggests you're doing an incredible job. Your reputation precedes you. I hear you're something of a pillar of the community. Oh dear, you flatter me. I appreciate your kindness nonetheless. Anyway, I apologize, but I must attend to the other patrons. Be sure to sing out should you require a refill. Of course. Oh god, I'm just now thinking that, is this going to turn into an Echo situation where, like, if you do... Oh, sorry, Echo spoilers. Let me just, like, flash this on the screen. Let me just, like, have huge, bold text on here. I'm going to add some pretty big, bold text real quick. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, huge Echo spoilers ahead. If you can, play it first. If not, then I guess just keep listening. Yeah, I guess just keep listening if you don't care, or you've already played it, or you can't play it. Is this going to turn into a situation where, in Jenna's route, Leo essentially, what does he do? Yeah. Where he's just like, oh yeah, Chase, I love you, and I've always loved you. Please, love me too, Chase. I kept those text messages you sent me in private. Is it going to turn into that situation? I swear to God, if it turns into that situation, I'm going to be so mad. I will be so mad if it turns into that situation. I will be so mad and so disappointed in Diego, it won't even be fathomable. He will lose more than his breakfast burgers. Ty departed, leaving me alone in the company of my pina colada. I took a big sip. I was in heaven. Several hours had passed and several of Ty's delicious beverages had been consumed. Checking the time on my phone, it was almost 10 p.m. Goodness, it would seem you really do enjoy it here. Told ya, it wasn't all honeyed words. Now, would you like some help closing up? It is most kind of you to offer, although I cannot possibly accept you're here as my guest, not my employee. Then I propose that you repay me by sharing a few drinks with me after the doors closed. Deal? Oh, well, I suppose an opportunity for us to get to know one another better is nothing to turn my nose up at. After all, we will be working together. Yeah, that's totally it. I was being facetious, although as far as I could tell, Ty hadn't noticed. Very well then, we shall. I will cash up. Would you mind stacking the chairs and locking the door? Do not forget to flip the sign on the door. Between the two of us, it took a mere 5 minutes or so to close up. Afterward, we took our freshly prepared drinks to a booth in the far corner of the now closed bar. Thank you for your assistance this evening, Aiden. Oh god. Of course, it's my pleasure. Now, may I ask you something personal? Oh? Sure, why not? Shoot. I apologize for being nosy. If you wish, you can refuse to answer, although I am curious. What is the nature of your relationship with Diego? Huh? Diego and me? We're friends. Have been since university. Why you ask? Just friends? Huh? What do you mean? I see. Do you think we were something more? Well, no, not exactly. It is just... Never mind. And here I thought you were good at reading people. Ah, but I am. And that is precisely the problem. Huh? I know why you're here. Excuse me? Come now. I should not need to explain how I know. You have hardly concealed your intentions well. But, hold on. What was this about Diego, then? Please forget I brought it up. It is not important, I assure you. So, I should have known Ty would see right through me. I'd failed to conceal my interest right off the bat. How embarrassing. The question was, would Ty see that as a problem? Are you, like, I can only assume that you wish to know whether or not your advances are welcome, yes? Yeah. He's a fucking wizard. Ty scratched his chin deep in thought as he looked me up and down. A few moments of silence passed before he piped up once more. I'm a little old for you, am I not? How old even is Ty? Let me search this shit up. How old even is Ty? Damn it. All that popped up was the one website. I think you all know what I'm talking about. Okay, so, which one? Very well, I suppose that is fair. Besides, I'm no stranger to such situations myself. What do you mean? Oh, worry not, that is a topic for another time. Tell you what, you may not have fooled me tonight, but I enjoy the fact you tried. Diego speaks highly of you, and so far you've only exceeded my expectations on a professional level. And if you excuse my selfishness, things have been a little lonely recently. I think I would appreciate the company. Finally, I must concede to having some curiosity of my own, so I suppose my answer to your final question is yes, most welcome indeed. Although I wish to make it clear I'm simply open to your advances, nothing more. The future is an open book, as it were. And were any of this to become a liability to our professional relationship, it is important we know when to call it quits. Do you understand? Yeah, loud and clear. Very good. I'm excited to see what you make of the opportunity. Sounds to me like you're expecting me to do all the work. So it does. I do apologize, that was not my intention. How about this? Would you care to meet me at the new cafe on 2nd Street, tomorrow morning at 11? Already a date. Is that a date? Well, sort of. Truth be told, I was planning on going anyway. They have only just opened, while they are not a direct competitor, I still wish to do my due diligence in checking them out. Yeesh, so instead of a date, you're dragging me along while you commit corporate espionage? Oh, please, it is not like that. Kind of sounds like it is, but hell, it might be fun. I'm in. Uh-oh? Well, great. I am sorry, you are right. That is hardly a suitable scenario. Oh, please, I was obviously kidding. The way I see it, I get to spend time in the company of an incredibly handsome tiger. I am quite happy with the invitation. My, advances indeed. My curiosity is piqued. I look forward to seeing where this is going. Now, if memory serves, Diego had invited you to watch a movie with him tonight, did he not? Oh yeah, he did ask if I wanted to do that. If you headed home now, perhaps it would not be too late. I'm sure Diego would appreciate your company. Trying to get rid of me already, eh? Not at all, but the way I see it, you've already spent a lot of time with me today. Take care not to forget your friends in your pursuit of romance. I can't deny that you make a good point. Ty stood up and pulled his keys from his pocket. Come, I'll give you a ride. Oh, thanks, I appreciate it. After switching off the lights and departing through the rear door of the bar, Ty drove me home in his luxury sedan, which was complete with heated leather seats no less. Having wished me well, Ty soon departed as I made my way to the front door of Diego's house and let myself inside. Is he a trust fund baby? Do we get any emotional shit with him? Do we get any emotional stuff with Ty? Let me check the game files real quick. Because I am curious. I like the emotional shit in these games. I like the emotions. I don't know why, but I thoroughly enjoy being broken by these games. Let me check. Okay. That's something. What about the, hug? It's looking like we do. No, it's looking like the other way around. I don't think I like this very much. Let me check the character. Let me check the sprites. Faces. Sad. Oh, that's just a regular pal face. We've seen that. What about him angry? That was less angry and more mildly annoyed. He's annoyed that I'm going through the files. Anyways, having wished me well, Ty soon departed as I made my way to the front door of Diego's house and let myself inside. I wandered into the lounge where Diego lay waiting, lazily flipping through channels on the TV. Jeez, dude, there you are. Thought I'd have to send out a search party. Sorry about that, I wound up back at Ty's bar. Those pina coladas are going to be the death of me. Ha! Can't say I blame you. They're damn good. So, am I too late for the movie? Diego checked the time on his phone before turning back to me. We'll be up past midnight, but if you don't mind, neither do I. Not one bit. What are we watching? A Christmas movie. Christmas? You're a few months late there, Diego. But it's not just any Christmas movie, it's the Christmas movie. You know what I'm talking about, right? I can't say I do. You're about to find out. Are we watching Die Hard? We are! We're watching fucking Die Hard! What ensued was an action classic that just so happened to be set during Christmas time. I tried to inform Diego that this didn't make it a Christmas movie, but Diego refused, insisting Die Hard is a Christmas movie! By the end of the film, neither I nor Diego could keep our eyes open. Thus, we bid each other good night and retired to our respective rooms for a much-deserved sleep. I have to agree with Diego. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Day 6. That morning, I was fortunate enough to wake up just as Diego was putting the finishing touches on her breakfast. In typical Diego fashion, everything was fried. Bon appetit. Thanks, man. All this oily food is liable to give me a heart attack. It's good for you. Really? How so? It's good for the soul. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. God damn it. God fucking damn it.
Good for you. That thing is a heart attack on a bun.
No, Squidward, I meant good for your soul.
Oh, please. I have no soul.
I don't know if you heard it, but that was a clip from SpongeBob. Yeah. It's good for the soul. I guess I can't argue with that. The two of us sat down side by side on Diego's couch as the local news played out on the TV. As I slowly worked my way through Diego's greasy monstrosity, my mind couldn't help but wander to the night prior. The whole situation almost seemed too good to be true. If I were told it were all a dream, I'd quite easily have believed it. That was it if it weren't for the text message from Ty I'd woken up to, reminding me about our date. Everything I knew about Ty up until that point suggested he was highly perceptive, now proven by the fact that he saw right through me. The instant I switched on the charm and began my pursuit, he knew exactly what my aim was. And of course, much to my surprise, he was open to the idea. Hell, he was even playing along. Was it really that simple? Was he really interested in me the way I was in him? Or did he have some kind of ulterior motive? It just seemed like things had gone too smoothly, like it was all just a little too easy. Something wrong with the food? Huh? You're sitting there staring at your bowl. Oh, sorry, I was just lost in thought. Oh yeah? What about? I felt like it was too soon to tell anyone just yet. I decided I'd give it a few days to see how things panned out. Then again, I'd need to tell Diego I was going out. Oh, Ty asked me to meet with him at this new cafe in town this morning. I was just sort of imagining what it'd be like. Nailed it. Cafe, huh? Is that why you're a little more dressed up than usual? Why'd Ty ask you along? Oh, he wanted a fresh pair of eyes, you know? It's a newly opened business, not exactly a direct competitor, but still. Ty's just doing his due diligence. I guess he wanted a second opinion or whatever it is he needs to find there. Huh. I'd have gone if he'd asked. Nothing like free food, you know? I mean, it'd be free, right? It's work-related and all that. Oh, I assume so. Heh, jealous. Huh? Why's that? Free food is my one true love. Right. Thankfully, it seemed like Diego had bought my excuse. I suppose that not telling him was an extension of my own uncertainty surrounding the situation. That and Ty was like 10 years my senior. Was that weird? What would people think? I sighed quietly to myself as I finished the last bite of my breakfast and checked the time on my phone. It was due to leave. I was due to leave. I placed my plate on the table in front of us and stood up. Time to go already, huh? Yep, sorry to abandon you so early. It's alright, I've got work in a few hours anyway. So I'll see you tonight when I finish then? Yep, see you then, Diego. Oh, and thanks for breakfast. I grabbed my belongings and stuffed them into my pockets as I departed Diego's house, heading in the direction of the cafe. Having successfully located the cafe, I made my way inside where Ty had already been seated. I approached him and sat down at the opposite end of the small table. Morning. Sorry, am I late? Quite on the contrary. It is I who is early. It is good to see you, Aiden. Likewise. Nice jacket. Oh, this? It is a remnant of yesteryear, but surprisingly comfortable. We were suddenly interrupted by the arrival of our waiter, a suave blue dragon wielding a notepad and a pen ready to take our orders. Gay. Gentlemen, a most wonderful morning to you both. My name is Jay. Oh, hang on. I gotta do a joke. Gentlemen, a most wonderful morning to you both. My name is Jay, and I will be your waiter today. Are you ready to place your orders? It struck me that I hadn't even looked at the menu yet. I quickly picked it up and began browsing the selection. I'd like to try the pancakes, thank you. Strawberry and cream, although go easy on the syrup. Ah, indeed. The thought of the sugar going straight to your gut is unconscionable. And what about your handsome companion? Browsing the range of pancake breakfasts available, I couldn't help but reminisce about a time long past. Back in university, there was a small diner on the same block as the dorm Diego and I were living in. Yes, he does strike again. The diner also sold pancakes, but in particular sold them accompanied by vanilla ice cream and passion fruit syrup, something that became a breakfast staple for Diego and I all those years ago. Alas, neither passion fruit syrup nor ice cream of any variety were options here. Disappointed, I placed my order. I'll have the same, thanks. You only live once, right? Might as well experience all life has to offer in the form of delicious strawberry syrup. That'll be fine, gentlemen. Is there anything else I can get for you now? That is all for now, thank you. It's the least I could do for someone such as yourself, Ty. Oh, it would seem that I've been recognized. How could I not? I'm a huge fan of the Black Claws from way back, so it only makes sense I would keep up to date with your current exploits. Well, always good to meet a fan. The pleasure is all mine, I assure you. Now I shall not intrude. I will return with your meals as soon as they're ready. Thank you. Jay quickly departed, running our orders to the kitchen. Well, he's intense. Indeed. I suspect that is good for business, although I feel compelled to ask. You seemed a little disappointed placing your order. Oh, I was just, reminiscing. I see. I'll be delighted if you would like to share. Well, you see, when Diego and I went to university, there was this one place we ate breakfast at a whole lot. They sold buttermilk pancakes with vanilla ice cream and passion fruit syrup, and that was like our favorite. Vanilla ice cream and passion fruit syrup? I can see, that is not a combination I've seen sold before, but it does sound most appealing. I take it you were disappointed the cafe did not sell such a thing? Yep, pretty much. Ty scratched his chin deep in thought but said no more, clearly committing this preference to memory for use at a later time. So, yes? Are you nervous? Oh, a little. My, and you seemed so confident last night. If I'm honest, I didn't expect any of this to happen quite so quickly. It's been on my mind a lot this morning. I guess I've kind of gotten myself a little worked up. But let us not get ahead of ourselves, We are just work colleagues here on business. It just so happens we're getting to know one another a little better in the process, am I right? Oh, think of this what you may, but I assure you there is no need to be nervous. I am quite happy for your company and have no personal expectations for this outing. I just hope to make you feel at ease. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I've meaning to ask, what are the Black Claws? Well, believe it or not, I used to play in a moderately successful band. That was a good few years back now, mind you. Oh yeah, Lucas mentioned that. You were the singer, right? Well, sort of. I was the guitarist originally, but added backing vocals here and there. Eventually, I wound up being the de facto frontman, a fact which grew ire from the original one. That sounds like a story. Care to tell it? I see no reason to. We have time to kill while we wait for our meal, after all. So the story begins, goodness, it must have been 2 decades or so back. Lucas and I were leaving our teens behind, grappling with the harsh reality of adult life and writing songs documenting the experience. Wow, the 2 of you were friends that long ago? Indeed, ever since childhood. Was he always such a sourpuss? On the surface, almost always. Deep down, however, he is not as cold as he might seem. The 2 of us played together often, but never took our music seriously at the time. It was a hobby. You see, and was not intended to pay the bills. Before long, however, we would both become disillusioned with our career prospects. Woodcrest was different in those days. Between us, we decided to pursue our musical dreams and fill out our ranks. At the time, I lacked confidence and skill as a vocalist, so another was sought along a bassist. Within a couple of weeks, we had found a number of promising applicants, but one in particular stood out. His name was Glenn, and he could play bass and sing all the while. Not to mention, he was quite good at both. I'm curious, what kind of band were you? Like, what genre? At that stage in our career, punk, hard rock, the typical anti-establishment shtick. Whoa, what? You? Does the leather jacket not give it away? I'll have you know, I'm quite the punk when I care to be. Yeah, I bet. Still, it's just so unexpected. At work, you're so fancy. Hell, even here now, the way you speak is all fancy. I do run a high-end bar after all, but that is not the entire story. In truth, I owe a lot of that to a former friend. Compared to him, I am a borderline simpleton, but I do try to keep pace. Oh really? Former friend? What happened? That is a sore topic, I'm afraid. Perhaps one day, but that day is not today. Oh, sorry. I didn't know. Oh, it is quite alright. Anyway, shall I continue with my story? Yes, please. Sorry for the interruption. So we named our band the Black Claws and began playing local shows. We saw modest success, enough for us to play shows in neighboring towns like Somervale. We eventually released our first album, which sold acceptably. We were hardly living in the lap of luxury. It was paycheck to paycheck, cup ramen and fresh air, although in hindsight, if he had not been spending such a pretty penny on alcohol, Lucas and I had grown disillusioned with it all. Truth be told, we had planned to quit, but in the end, we chose not to. Why was that? Glenn is known for many things, his temper being a major one. We were in the studio layering down tracks for the album when he got into a fight with the engineer. He left the studio and Lucas and I sent the poor engineer home. It was just the 2 of us, and there was not a whole lot we could do without either of them. Rather than waste expensive studio time, Lucas and I jammed a popular mainstream rock cover on a whim while the tapes were rolling. I even sang the vocal parts, a performance that earned me Lucas's praise, although I did not rightly believe him. He told management. Management showed the label. Next thing you know, the very recording we had made was a bonus track on the record. Interestingly, but perhaps not surprisingly, Glenn refused to have anything to do with it. Our producer performed the bass parts instead and had me overdub my own backing vocals. Before that point, the 3 of us in the band got on reasonably. During the early days, Glenn and I got along well, but over time the 2 of us would grow apart. Lucas never rightly saw eye to eye with Glenn, but he managed to keep things mostly civil. Then the album released. Our cover, despite not being a single, garnered substantial radio play in very short order. Before we knew it, there was a music video, several sponsorship deals and promos, you name it. We even charted all over the world, #1 in Ortega. Actually, let me see if he's in the files, because that'll depend whether or not we meet him. I should not be going through the game files, I swear to God. But it's so much fun. It is so much fun fucking with the file. There is no fucking way. What does this fucker look like? Oh god. Okay, he's a canine. I think a wolf. Take a look at his base character sprite. And hang on. Okay. I just looked at the character sprite and I have to say, not exactly a 10, maybe a 7. Suffice it to say, Glenn was not entitled to royalties on this track due to his refusal to take part. We had not expected the song to take off, but had we known, we surely would have negotiated otherwise. Why? He didn't do any of the work? They were quite right, but he did make our lives a living hell from that point forward. That began the marking of the long feud between us, and his problem was most specifically with me. He felt as though I had stolen his place, pushed him into the background, sold us all out. Things only got worse on our third album. Glenn was opposed to using the same producer. However, our manager was insistent. As it would happen, both the producer and our manager saw dollar signs and wanted to repeat history. Our third album was roughly half and half, with Glenn singing an even share of the leads. The distinctive sound of our early work was largely absent, instead replaced by a cashier post-punk sound with a certain mainstream appeal. Worse yet, while our third album was a fan favorite, it never quite caught on like our label had been banking on. The money started to dry up, and between that and Glenn's shifting role in the band, things had grown tense. About 6 months after our third album launched, we performed a show at a venue here in Woodcrest. It was the only decent venue in town, holding a population of 150. While we could sell out here in Woodcrest, and our shows elsewhere saw dwindling numbers, the label had somewhat lost faith in us, their support tapering off as our phone calls were sent to voicemail. And the cherry on the cake, the dark room had just been made bankrupt. The one venue we could fill was going the way of the dodo. We had the honor of playing the very last show. It was a strange feeling. The typical management was not present, instead replaced by lawyers and creditors overseeing the proceedings in person. The soon-to-be unemployed staff all bared brave yet melancholy grins. They had already began stripping the venue of anything valuable. As I understand, our show only went ahead due to contractual obligations and red tape. It was easier for us to play the show and get things over with than the alternative. Once we had finished the show, we went backstage. Between losing our best venue and the tensions between Glenn and myself, things erupted. Glenn would walk that very night, and between Lucas and myself, we would agree to dissolve the band. This was about 3 years ago. We had been playing together for a decade and a half, and just like that, it was over. I'd been saving up money from album sale royalties and shows for a long time, and I heard that through the grapevine that the Darkroom's creditors were very keen to offload the property in a hurry. I paid more for the subsequent renovations than I did for the property. I originally planned to establish a rebooted version of the Darkroom. Alas, I very quickly understood why the Darkroom had collapsed in the first place, and so plans changed, and now I run a high-end bar. Wow, what a story. Sounds like things turned out okay in the end. So you ever miss playing music? Sometimes. Financially, things were tight, even towards the end there. How I managed to scrape enough together for my deposit, I do not know. I do not miss the financial uncertainty. But I do miss playing, at least sometimes. It feels like a lifetime ago I last performed, my only reminder of that life being the occasional royalty check. Several guitars that I rarely have time to play, and, well, this jacket. Like I said, a remnant of yesteryear. I saw much use back in those days. What's to stop you from playing for fun? Maybe you and Lucas could get together again, and jam like old times. I do not know if he would be on board, if I'm honest. His business is doing reasonably well, and he does not have a lot of free time on his hands. Truth be told, the same is for myself as well. And do not forget, there are no dedicated venues left either. Even if he did agree, where could we play? Some of my more extravagant renovations make the bar a poor fit for a live music venue. I was literally building a concert stage for Lucas yesterday. What do you call that, huh? The community hall with some stage lights. I cannot imagine the acoustics are anything more than horrific. Pah! Acoustics? Who cares if you're having fun? You and Lucas could reform the band and play occasional shows just for the kicks. I appreciate optimistic enthusiasm. Even if Lucas were on board, I somehow doubt Glenn would be. Although in that case of the latter point, that is probably for the best. Then why not replace him? Know any good bass players? Alas, I do not. I concede it is an intriguing thought, but sometimes it is better to leave your past exactly where you left it, in the past. No need to dig up old memories in the dreams of yesteryear. Always good to meet a fan, he says, all the while wearing the very same jacket he used to perform in. What? Ty sighed as a gentle smile crossed his lips. His expression was one of concession, proving my suspicion beyond a doubt. I suppose you make a good point. I experience fleeting moments of nostalgia, just as quickly shot down by my own bitter memories of the realities of such a lifestyle. That's why you forget about big tours and selling out shows. You do it for the thrill of it, for the love of playing music. You do this as a hobby and only as a hobby. Both Lucas and I spent years trying to do that, but it was too late. We had already grown far beyond that point. And Glenn? It was not just a career to him, it was his whole life. Nothing else mattered to him. But I know what you are going to say. Do it without him, right? And well, we still have fans. If our lovely waiter's anything to go by, but maybe, just maybe, enough time has passed that being a hobby is once again feasible. That's the spirit. You'd better remember to invite me to your shows. The support is appreciated, but I have no desire to go it alone. I make no promises, but I will consider asking Lucas to join me. That's all I ask. Gentlemen. Our waiter had returned a large stack of pancakes in each hand. He passed the plate with an overwhelming amount of syrup my way before handing Ty his own plate. Delicious meals for two delicious gentlemen. I hope you enjoy. Why, thank you, Jay. This is most appreciated. I do hope they are up to standard. I would loathe to ruin your date. Oh. Please, the way you were looking at him as he told a story. Yeah, I was listening. You practically had stars in your eyes. I felt my face flush red with embarrassment. Ty chuckled in response. Now look what you have done. You have made my guest uncomfortable. I do apologize. As adorable as this scene is, I shall take my leave. Please enjoy your meals, and I hope to see you both soon. And with that, Jay pranced away with a distinct spring in his step, clearly having enjoyed what he'd witnessed. Intense indeed. Looks as though he had you pegged as well. I'm not doing a good job of being subtle here, am I? So far, I've only managed to fool Diego. Diego is smarter than he looks. I doubt he will remain fooled for long. True, guess I just didn't want to jump the gun. That is quite a sensible mindset, I applaud it. Although if your concern relates to my interest, I would not be worried. Good to know. My phone was ringing. I reached down in my pocket, grabbed it, and checked the caller ID. Huh? It's Axel. Mind if I take this? Go right ahead. Hello? Hey, Aiden. Had a busy day? Not particularly. Just had a second breakfast at that new cafe in town. Second breakfast? Wow, you must have been hungry. Well, I suppose it's sort of lunchtime now anyway. What about you? I bought a fridge. A fridge? Yeah. Have you and Dom found a place to live nearby? You live already? Well, no, not yet. But the one I've got here belongs to the landlord, and the seals are all broken, so it's costing me to keep some power. Dom's only got a really small one, so I decided to get a bigger one we could both use. Aren't you thoughtful? I don't know about that, but anyway, about why I called. I went for a really nice model, but I ran out of cash for delivery. You know I don't have a car or anything, right? Oh, that's not a problem. The store is literally around the corner from my apartment. I've got it to the steps, but I'm not strong enough to get it up. Get it up? I see. You need a big, strong man to come and pay you a visit then. What? No, I just need help lifting it. I know, I'm only messing with you. Oh, whew, you scared me. That's scary to you? I mean, a little. Anyway, can you help? Of course, I'd be happy to. Great, I'll message you my address. Sounds good. A big, strong man will pay you a house call soon. Stop! Who was that? Axel, you know, the delivery guy, Diego's friend? Ah, indeed. He just bought a fridge, but he's not strong enough to lift it up to the steps of his apartment. So, that is what you meant by a big, strong man paying him a visit? Ha! You should have heard him squirm. Tell you what, how about two strong men pay him a visit instead? I cannot let these muscles go to waste. Hang on. Let me get a drink of Yum Yum water real quick. It's great. But oh my god. They're just completely destroying Axel right now. Sure, but if you come, I certainly wouldn't qualify as strong anymore. Is that such a problem for you? Well, no, not really. You'll be the one doing the lifting, though. Deal. Ty took the final bite of his pancake. I'd already finished my plate several minutes prior. What do you think of the cafe, anyway? I like it. I like the decor, and Jay seems to know what he's doing. Oh, and the pancakes were delicious. Indeed, it was worth coming here. It is good to see they close up before the bar's peak hours begin. They also only sell alcohol in bottles. I am not concerned about competition within the cafe, although Jay is quite something. Sounds like we need to hire a handsome waiter. Know anyone? Indeed, I do. And as it would happen, I've only recently hired him. Nice try, but you know as well as I do I haven't been trained as a waiter. Then perhaps we ought to get onto that. Anyway, I'd call this mission a success. I don't see what purpose is served. We know they've got nice pancakes and a flirtatious waiter. But it was a good excuse to get to know one another a little better, was it not? So it was a date after all, Oh, sorry, I feel like I haven't said a single thing about myself today. It is quite alright. There will be time enough for that. Besides, coming into this, I knew more about you than you knew about I suppose we are about even. If you say so. Anyway, Axel's waiting. Shall we? Indeed. That shit was hilarious. The two of us stood up and waved in Jay's direction as we walked out the door and headed for Axel's apartment. Much like most things in Woodcrest, Axel's apartment was only a short walk from where we were. On arrival, Ty single-handedly pulled the fridge up the staircase while Axel and I watched in awe. Thanks so much. You guys are lifesavers. That is quite alright. Most of the thanks goes to Aiden here. If it were not for him, I would not have been present. Psh, come on, you did all the work. Clearly you're the one more deserving of thanks. Thank you both. I admit, I'm surprised you're here, Ty. I wasn't interrupting you guys at work, was I? Not at all. Aiden and I were just at the new cafe in town. It is well worth the visit. That being said, I must apologize to you both, as I should be getting a move on quite soon. Oh, where are you going? The festival is on tomorrow. Just like last year, I will be running a stall, selling all my finest dishes. As such, I have much that needs preparing. Oh yeah! What festival? It is a celebration of the founding of Woodcrest all those years ago. Plenty of food stalls, attractions, amusement rides. It is great fun. Do you need some help, Ty? I'd be happy to lend you a hand. Thank you, but it is quite alright. I have Diego working this evening as well as throughout tomorrow, and Lucas's team is helping with some of the prep work too. It'll be a long couple of days, but I will manage just fine. Now that you put it that way, I insist. How about I help with the stall tomorrow? Don't want you working too hard. Please, it will be fine. You should experience the festival. I scowled at Ty in disapproval. He noticed this and chuckled in reply. Very well. I see I am not being given a choice. I do so like your decisiveness. The festival begins at midday and is by the fountain in the northern part of town. If you would like to meet me there at around 10 a.m. to help set up, that would be wonderful. Done deal. Thank you. Anyway, I apologize for leaving so soon after I have arrived. Diego will have started work about an hour ago. I'm sure he is wondering what is keeping me. He probably needs his supervision. No doubt. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, Aiden. See you tomorrow, Ty. And thank you for today. It was fun. It was my pleasure. Thanks again for the help, Aiden. Good thing you brought Ty, huh? It was so heavy. Yeah, I'm glad he offered to come along. I hope I wasn't interrupting anything. Nah, it's fine. We were just finishing our meals when you called, so it all worked out well. So, you two were visiting the cafe together, huh? Yeah, Ty wanted to check it out, scoping out the competition. You know how it is. Didn't expect the waiter to know who he was, though. And he invited you along? Yeah. That's cute. It's almost like a date. Yup, almost. Whoa, it was a date. What? What are you talking about? You're blushing. Not only had Jay seen right through me, but now Axel too. So much for keeping this to myself. Okay, shh. Yes, it kinda was, but like, I don't know where we're at yet, so, keep it to yourself, okay? Okay, your secret is safe with me. Still, that's really cute. Ty's a good guy. Seeing as you know and all, do you find the age gap weird? Nope, I think it's sweet. He can, like, take care of you and stuff. Well, that's not really the plan. I do like how settled and stable he is, though. He has his life together, which is a great quality. I only hope I can live up to his example. I'm sure you will. So, how did it happen? You guys have only known each other for a couple of days. Honestly, you know Eric? How could I forget? He's such a perv. Clearly you do. He keeps hitting on me when I do my deliveries. I guess that's why Dom doesn't seem to like him much, among other things. Anyway, the short version is he got hurt on the job yesterday. I went to check on him at home and the topic drifted to guys we like. Yep, that's Eric. It got me thinking. I kind of realized I was hot on Ty, so I decided then and there that I wanted to pursue him. So I headed to the bar and, well, he saw right through me. But you two had a date, right? So he must have felt the same way. I don't know how he felt exactly, but he's interested at least. Now to see where it leads. But it's like I said, it's early days yet. Don't rightly know where things are at or where they'll go. I understand. I can't wait to see how things turn out. You two would make the cutest couple. Heh, I'm glad you think so. Anyway, was there anything else you needed help with while I'm here? Nope, only the fridge. Alright, I might head out. Good seeing you, Axel. Thank you for coming. I said my goodbyes and left Axel's apartment. It was early afternoon and Diego was at work until later in the evening. I could either kill some time or head home and wait for Diego. I'd arrived home at Diego's where I had the house all to myself for the rest of the evening. I decided to do some chores, cleaning up after the morning's breakfast and washing my clothes. After that, I settled in for the afternoon, watching TV and basking in the sunlight filtering through the windows as I lay on the couch. It was my phone again. Who could it be this time? Hello? Afternoon. Hope I'm not interrupting. Not at all. What's up? Would you mind coming in for a couple of hours this afternoon? You see, there's this festival tomorrow, and oh yeah, I'm helping Ty run a stall tomorrow. Yeah, well, I'm supposed to be doing some of the prep for it, but with Eric off, I'm short on people. Dom just finished up. He's been working since the crack of dawn. There's still plenty to do, and that only leaves me to do it. So I was wondering, hey, I didn't have any plans anyway. Might as well, right? It would be great. It would be greatly appreciated. I think you know exactly the face he's making, so let me just... Wait, that was the wrong one. Hang on. Which one is it? Fuck, I forgot. Oh, here we go. Lucas? The fuck do I keep saying? Wipe that stupid smile off of your face. You should not be allowed to smile. Lucas, you should not be allowed to smile. It is greatly creeping me out. I am genuinely shooketh. Alright, I'll head down shortly. Thanks. See you soon. Well, at least I knew I wouldn't be bored for the remainder of the day. I grabbed my things and departed for Lucas's office. When I arrived, a look of relief washed over Lucas's face. The fuck do I keep saying, Lucas? Ah, you're here. Thanks. No sweat. So you're doing festival prep, right? Ty mentioned you were helping him with some things. That's better. That is a better look on you. That's right. I committed to it all a while back. That was before I fired your predecessor, and before Eric went and got himself hurt. Yeah, sounds like you kind of got caught short. I'm always happy to help, though. I'm glad to hear that. I appreciate you coming in. So what needs doing? Well, there's only so much we can do now. But it may well just be Dom and myself tomorrow morning. I'd rather get as much done tonight as I can. Still think Eric will be out of commission? I don't rightly know. Somehow I doubt he will have recovered. You never know with him, though. At any rate, there's not a lot we can do about the food tonight. Most of that will have to be done tomorrow so it's fresh, but there's still some signage and promo material to be done, if you'd like to help with that. Sure thing. What do you need me to do? Well, how about I print, you cut? Sounds good to me. Great. You should not smile. If I had access to the console, I would change it, but I don't have access to the console, so I can't change it. Lucas and I had set about preparing the signage and promotional materials for the festival. Among them were hundreds of pages of flyers advertising Ty's bar, all to be cut into quarters. This is an awful lot of pages. Do you really think there will be that many people at the festival? People come from all around. You'll likely see half the population of Somerville there tomorrow, not to mention other nearby towns. Jeez, so what's the festival about anyway? It's to celebrate the founding of Woodcrest all those years ago. Although as years have gone by, it's more become promotion for a lot of local businesses. Just like how Ty's running a stall helps to advertise the bar. I see. Lucas handed me another pile of freshly printed flyers. I separated the stacks into manageable sizes and cut them using an office guillotine. Oh hey, I wanted to ask you something. What is it? You mentioned that you and Ty were in a band yesterday. Well, I got to talking to Ty about it today, and he told me all about it. I see. I guess I'm curious about it all. I didn't picture Ty being in a rock band, or you for that matter. Why? Am I not tough enough for you? I mean, I guess you have a point. What about that other guy, Glenn? What about him? What happened to him? Did you guys ever see him again? Hear from him again? Not exactly. I hear he went solo. Released an album a little while back. Don't know if it's any good. Haven't listened to it. I see. Do you ever miss being in a band? Why do you ask? I don't know. I asked Ty the same question. I guess it would be neat to see you guys perform again sometime. What did Ty say exactly? He kind of misses it. He said he didn't miss the financial uncertainty, but he missed making and performing music. He only wanted to do it as a hobby. I see. What about you? Some days I do, but it's more nostalgia than anything, I think. It's easy to reflect on the good times, but it's even easier to forget just how shitty life could be back then. Yeah, Ty said something similar too. Both Ty and myself are better off now. The way I see it, that's how things should remain. I see no reason why those things can't coexist. Stay better off and play music for the kicks. I suppose, and well, Ty could use the distraction at the moment, but even then, we're both no doubt out of practice. We need at least one more person if we were ever actually going to play any shows. What Lucas said about Ty needing the distraction caught my attention. I decided to press Lucas for more information. Hey, what do you mean by he needs the distraction? Oh, never mind, he's just had a lot going on recently is all. Like what? You'd have to ask him. Lucas clearly didn't want to talk about it. I made a mental note to ask Ty about it the next time I saw him. Alright, anyway, you guys just need a bassist, right? You don't think Glenn would rejoin? I strongly doubt it, and even if he would, I don't think Ty would be on board. There was some serious bad blood towards the end there. Know anyone that plays bass? Nope, besides, aren't you getting a little ahead of yourself here? I never said I was interested, and as for Ty, I don't know if he'll be either. If he decides he is, I'll think about it. Until then, I don't know. Alright, still though, I bet you guys were one hell of an act back in those days. Oh yeah, for sure. 1 second. Lucas left his station and headed into his office. There was the sound of rustling for several moments before Lucas returned with something in his hand. Here. Lucas handed me a CD. Its case reading The Black Claws, The Blackest Day. Oh wow, which album is this? The last one. Ty sings on a lot of the tracks, right? About half. Sweet. Thanks, I'm going to listen to this when I get home. Enjoy. Ty was quite proud of this one, as was I. Let's just jam out to this for a little bit. I worked several more hours for Lucas that evening before we finished all the work that could be done the night before. Lucas was appreciative, although still stressed. Upon arriving home, the first thing I'd done was put the CD Lucas had given me into Diego's stereo. The first 2 tracks on the album sounded distinctively hard rock and featured a voice I wasn't familiar with. Much like Ty had said, Glenn was excellent, although I could understand the music not being to everyone's taste. Ty's guitar work so far was particularly good, being well played and having a pleasing tone. Lucas's drumming was intense and heavy. I wondered how many sticks he'd broken recording these songs. I was enjoying myself just fine until track 3 came on. That's when things got interesting. Unlike the 2 before it, track 3 was at a slower tempo and was something I couldn't more easily see being played on the radio, and before long the vocals came in. Damn, that's good! I could instantly see why Ty's vocals were more popular than Glenn's. His voice was incredibly smooth with a beautiful vibrato. It really elevated the song to another level. The sound of the front door closing brought me to attention. Hey Aiden, how's your day? Not bad, yours? About the same. What's this you're listening to? You haven't heard this before? Nope, should I have? Okay, listen closely to that guy singing. Diego focused on the music for several moments before turning to me with a shrug. He's good. No doubt, but do you know who he is? Should I? You just spent the evening working for him. No way. You seriously haven't heard the Black Claws before? Nope. Actually, I was curious a while back and asked, but Ty told me that their records were out of print. Just so happens Lucas had a copy lying around. Damn, should have known to ask Lucas. I guess that's his drumming too, huh? Yup. They're damn good though. It's a shame they don't make music anymore. Right? Diego sat beside me on the couch as we worked our way through the entire album, going song by song until it was finished. I can totally see why they split though. It's like listening to 2 different bands. The transition is kind of jarring. Yeah, both of them are good too, but I can see why Ty's style got more interest. We should totally harass them into giving us a show. Way ahead of you, already asked them both. Seriously? And? Lucas wasn't so keen. As for Ty, I don't know, he's thinking on it. I'll help you apply the pressure. This is something I gotta see. Too good to pass up, you know? Damn right. So anyway, how's your day? Ty said the scouting trip went well. It was good, and yep, I'd say so. He doesn't reckon the cafe is going to be competition. Their waiter was quite something, though. Oh, how so? One hell of a flirt. Heh, should send Eric this way. Oh man, double trouble. No thanks. But yeah, Ty seemed in a good mood today. Oh, did he? Guess he enjoyed my company. Uh-huh, I'm sure. Oh yeah, we'll be working the festival together tomorrow. Huh? Thought we had everyone we needed. Don't sound so disappointed, I offered. I'm not disappointed, just surprised. Well, it'll be fun working the festival together, I'm sure, although it's going to be busy. It's fine, it's worthwhile if it makes Ty's life a little easier. Geez, dude, what are you going for, Employee of the Year? Heh, something like that, I guess. You've only worked one shift and it already seems like you're Ty's favorite. Anyways, dude, I'm zonked. It's been a long day, so I'm gonna hit the hay. Gotta get plenty of sleep for a long day of work at the festival, you know? Yep, I might watch some TV for a bit, then go to bed myself. Hate to break it to you, but there ain't much on this hour except foreign soap operas and reality TV shows. You'd be hard-pressed to get any enjoyment out of that. Challenge accepted. Gonna watch the Kardashians. Gonna watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Night. Diego left the room and headed down the corridor to his bedroom, leaving me all alone in the living room. Looking toward the TV, I found that it was just like Diego said, reality TV at its very finest. Jeez, and the Botox Olympics, that's got... Hang on! Hang on! Hold on a minute. Oh my god. Oh my god. He was watching the Kardashians. As I watched the unsophisticated horrors of the rich and stupid unfold, my mind wandered back to my date with Ty earlier in the day. Learning about his band was most interesting. I'd never have thought he'd play in a rock band. It seemed like a world away from the Ty I knew. Of course, having heard him play and sing, it made a lot of sense. He was good. Then I got to thinking about Ty and his former friend. I was curious as to why it was a sore topic. What exactly had gone down between the two of them? Why were they no longer friends? And why was it a sore topic? Too many questions. Thankfully, I knew full well I had plenty of time to answer them. After all, tomorrow would be a full day working alongside Ty. The flipping what? What do you mean by that? Let's get no water. I swear to God, he was watching the Kardashians. What better opportunity to convince him to divulge his secrets? The sound of the TV caught my attention once more. God damn. Those implants must weigh a ton. She's gonna have some serious spinal issues when she gets older. I don't know if you're on TikTok. Like, he just got Chrised. Hashtag you just got Chrised. Several hours would pass spent with trashy late-night reality shows before I'd finally drift off to sleep. We're gonna leave off here tonight. Hang on. I just realized, like... Hold up. Honestly, I swear to God, he was watching the Kardashians. which honestly I did actually try to watch it. I couldn't get into it. I genuinely could not get into the Kardashians. I genuinely could not. Like, the first episode of the new Hulu series was literally just, like, it started pretty weird. I guess it was like, hang on. Am I correct on this? Kim Kardashian Roblox lawsuit. Nuh-uh. Oh my god. I know it. Okay. Yeah, no. I genuinely could not get into it, but the first episode was literally just, No, it was... No, like, as I was saying, the very first episode of the new Hulu series was Kim Kardashian threatened to sue Roblox after her son's saint showed her the game containing her crying face and an ad claiming to redirect the viewer to her infamous tape from the past. The Kardashians have returned, but this time under the title The Kardashians. The pilot narrative was a typical introduction to their current lifestyle until they discovered that Roblox was running an explicit advertisement for Kim's old video. Oh my god. Anyways, I can't think of anything else to say, so stay safe, have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.